guys, here's another GoPro video of a Yaris getting painted. What we're doing on this is, obviously the door's getting replaced, the rear quarter panel was repaired. What we're going to do is I'm going to run a quick blender on this, probably just blend it into this. I'll probably use a bit of a fading lacquer. It's like a reducer. And on this side what we're planning on doing is blend it into the actual door. This has been 1500 down, and hopefully I'm going to get this going. We're going to start painting this. I've already mixed a bit of the paint. You guys obviously know what the mix is on the base coat. It's normally 50-50. I've got this set on, I'd say about 28 psi, trying to get a nice misty finish. Still using the Flg5 finishing line Devilbiss. So yeah guys, just thought I'd set the camera up properly. Yeah, just replacing a door, just a quick job, nothing special. Set the gun to about 28 psi, so you got some nice misty paint coming out. Seem to be getting all red jobs for some reason. That's getting blended in. That's getting blended in so it matches the bonnet. So it's just getting blended in. quick coat just to check, just in case there's some grease on there or any silicone in there. Once you got that in there, it's a big issue. So what we're doing now is obviously painting it up to about here, just feather it in. So up here the paint should be all original. As I said before, blending it into here, and I'm blending the wing. As you can see, this part of the wing's not being painted. It's only 1500 down basically. That part of the wing's feathered in, right? So same with here. Basically, I feathered this little part in. Same with the other side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bit of blender just right here, so I don't have to carry on all the way down. I could have just painted the whole thing, but I'm doing this just, a few guys have asked how do I actually blend in, so I'm just making a quick video of that basically. So I left that out. I'll just rather just blend it here and mop it out. So same thing goes for the door. Right, the door from here is not actually been painted. That's 1500 down. I've just feathered it in, right? So this area here remains the genuine color. And now what we're going to do is, as it's all based up, we're going to put the lacquer on the whole lot. So the lacquer goes all the way in to the end. So this should look original as the panel, because obviously it's not been painted, it's just been feathered in. So, right, so basically this is actually a replacement, right, for the actual Welspar lacquer. So as I said, I really loved this. I used it for a long time. I'm not advertising this for anybody. I'm just giving my personal preference. So I thought I'd buy some more of the new company which has took over, which is Sunux, and see how good this is. It actually says here that it's scratch resistance as well. So I don't know how true that is, but I'm going to try this on. This time I'm planning on using the GTI to lacquer it. I've already based it as I shown earlier on with the Flg5, so let's see how that comes out. So lacquer, 2-in-1 mix. Well, it smells the same. Not sure how much difference it is from what I had, but from what the chap is saying, it's the same company, just change of the actual tin and label. So the label basically been changed from here rather than Welspar. But this is a 2-to-1 mix. Back to the mix. So what we got here is lacquer, hardener. These cups are pretty good, they're all marked up, so you can't really go on wrong. That's the activator. A little touch more. And then you got a bit of reducer. This is the thinnest. Drop a little in there. You can put 10%, you can put 20%. So you can put up to about 30% I think in there, but you can stick to, I think 10 to 20 is good. to 20 normally works well. So we gotta put another basically 3 coats of this stuff only. We'll give it a quick mix. As I said, guy, I normally filter everything, even the lacquer, just in case some little bits out of the hardener when you're opening the tin hole into it. I've had that previously as well, to where something gets stuck in the nozzle right halfway through painting and becomes more of a ball ache. So the lacquer's nice and running. So yeah, as I said before, I painted this with the actual Flg5, so I'm going to clear coat it with the Devilbiss Gti. See what kind of a finish it'll give me. Some lacquer on. I love this gun. Served me really, really well. So okay guys, pressure, as you can see, down to about 20%. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see this or not, but it's 20 psi on the gauge. Yeah, there, 20 psi. So when you release it, it'll go up because the airline is taking a bit of it as well. So it goes, hits back to about 20. So okay guys, as usual, I'm just gonna build up the coats. As I said, my videos are mostly for the DIY guys. So all I normally do is try explaining as much as I can. So what I normally do is give it like a coat to just get a bit tacky. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I probably wasn't doing the video, I probably would have been going mad with it, but it's best to just do that. Most of the time I do give it a tacky coat. A lot of people probably say it's a waste of lacquer, but at the end of the day it's better than spending time mopping the thing, right? If you have runs in there and stuff like that, take your time on a job, right? All you have to do is see what you're painting, look at what you're painting. I mean, everybody's got their own opinions, but as I said, for people who are doing this like new and want to get good with stuff, right? Obviously later on in time they will start painting it really, really well and quick, but to start off with, everybody's gonna start off somewhere. So this is why I tell them, take your time on everything. Don't rush it for the sake of it. I mean, I've been painting cars for a very long number of years now. I've had quite a few students as well learn from me going back some time. They're well off, they know what they're doing. Most of them are still in the trade, because that's all they're good at. Yeah, just look at what you're painting. You know that your paint is going on even. It's not missed or patched up in places. pot is filling up. Put another pot in there at least. Right guys, I've given it about 5 minutes, about 5-6 minutes. So I'm just going to smack the final coat on, a clear coat. With the blendy, blending it about right there. So you see that little patch there? What you're going to do is you're going to use a bit of Sickens blender, just smack a bit on the edge so it kind of melts it down. Use this on a lot of spot repairs and it works really well. But really good stuff. So we continue the lacquering. This is the third coat, so what I recommend is watch what you're painting. Don't just go by your hand. Watch what you're painting and you'll have a fair idea of how much paint you got on this. Just take your time on it. So have a look at what you're painting, have a look at the side of it, make sure all the shine is there. You should be able to see it properly. Right, so that is, as I said, this is the third coat, final coat. Gave it a little, about 5-6 minutes to go off in the second coat, so pretty good stuff. Yeah, the lacquer is absolutely good, mate. It's the same as the other one. I love using this because it doesn't smell, it doesn't stink. Right? It's bang on. So all you do is just go over where you think you missed. That looks about right. Yep. Turned it into plastic. If you have a look at the top, you can't see where the joint is anymore. So we do the same thing on this side. Right here somewhere. Funny how I end up getting all the red cars to paint. Last 3-4 videos I've done, they're all bloody red cars. But yeah guys, there goes the last coat now. So as I said, just watch what you're painting. You'd rather have a little less on there than too much. Okay, pot's out again. Only need a little bit for the wing. So I'm gonna mix a little bit. Right. back loaded. We just done this quarter, so check it. I think we missed a bit underneath. Yep. Don't forget the wheel arches. Righty ho. We got the wing left. Not a very big wing, is it? Right, that should be it. What we're going to do is, before the lacquer starts going up, for a bit, I'll put up this blender on the edge, so just blend the lacquer in properly. Takes a little time working. You have a look at there, after a while you won't see nothing. It's like the other side probably melted up nice now. So yeah, if you have a look now, I don't think you'll see the joint. Probably will just use my other camera. You can have a clear picture of it. But I don't think you see any joints on there now. All one, no faded marks. So if you use a little reducer, all it does is melts the actual lacquer down into the shiny part basically. Door, everything seems nice and plasticky. So basically this now should 100% match with that, because it was only nipped down to that clear coat over. The paint was up to about here. Same with the top. It's come out really, really nice. I'm quite happy with this. See this little fine line? Right, same thing. All you're doing with that is marking a little on, so it just melts the edge. Not too much. Gotta be really careful. This stuff is really, really drippy. And there you go. Perfect. So this is how you blend in, guys. It's just little tips and tricks. Every time I paint, so I might as well make a quick little clip. Right guys, just washed the gun out. As you can see earlier, this was the door which was painted. The whole point of the video was basically we used some paint fading spray today, which is by Seconds. Works really well. I normally use this on the joints wherever I normally try to feather it out basically. So this part wasn't nipped down. I used it about here. I lacquered it up to about here. So if you look at it, this is not polished yet or anything. The paint is still wet, right? So I've just basically took the masking tape off so you can see that there's no, you don't need to, I mean, we're probably going to end up buffing it the rest of the car anyway. But the part which is painted, it's come out fine. We lost the paint job about here somewhere, right? So I don't know if I can actually show. Yeah, there you go. So as you can see, there's no dry coat marks or anything like that basically, right? The quarter was painted. The door was basically blended in. When I say blended in, basically that means that you feather in half of the door up to the repair, right, and leave a bit of a distance at least, right, about a foot and a half. Sometimes you can go a bit more closer, but the whole point of doing it was so these 2 pounds don't look different. Now if you look at these, they look bang on the same basically, because this is just been lacquered, it's been clear coated, it's not actually painted. And it's well, the door has been painted, but it's not painted. We didn't paint all the door. It's been feathered in halfway through, 3/4 way through, and the rest of the actual wing, obviously it wasn't painted, so it looks bang on basically. Normally I just paint the pillars all the way down to here, right? But the reason, and I could have just blended it in up to there, but the reason why I actually chose to leave it up to about here is because of basically this reducer I normally use, right? It's like a fading, right? So wherever you clear coat it up to and it's showing a patch there, you put a bit of this on there. You can put a bit on before and a bit on afterwards if you need to, right? It does the job basically, and you wouldn't need to really mop it, to be honest with you, because it blends the both colors together. It melts the paint back into the old paint basically. So that's all well done and dusted kind of thing. What I've used on this is the actual Flg5 by Devilbiss. In the last job, if I can remember, I actually painted with the Flg5 gun and sorry, wrong one, right? I actually painted with this as well, right? And clear coated with this as well on the Range Rover. And this time what I've done is I've actually put the actual base coat on with the Flg5 and tried the actual Devilbiss Gti, right, to see what kind of a finish I get. But the finish I got is perfect, it's bang on according to the rest of the car. With the actual Sonox clear coat, it's okay, it works fine basically, right, and it melts down straight away. The paintwork comes out really nice, right, and the matching, as I said, right, it's come out good basically. I mean, there's not really a big difference in the actual paint job, right, you know, from old to new. It looks, the finish looks more or less the same, right. But yeah guys, do please subscribe. Any questions are welcome. And as I said, it's closer to weekend again, and I'm gonna call it a day. And you guys have a nice weekend. Do subscribe, and God bless, and I'll see you till next time.